trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. The jam mystery. Someone in Terminal D is smuggling raw ingredients for drugs into Revachol. Interrogate the drivers about the smuggling. Oh, goddammit, Reggie, we've joined the war on drugs. Son of a bitch! We've been roped in!
You're a cog now.
We've been roped in!
You are a cog in the great machine.
God damn it, Madam Vice President.
Let's go.
You pulled us in!
Whoops.
In the jail they go.
This way.
Yeah.
Right this way. With the dance and the moves.
With the joint hanging out of her mouth. In the van you go!
Blitzed out of her mind.
Fucking narked up.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So what do they do?
Fair enough.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king.
The suzerain.
The suzerain himself.
Now that we've learned it.
The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Who are the other Indo tribes?
Why does my brain keep trying to filter that into Susano?
Too much weeb solves.
You're in good company, it seems.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Wow.
That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time.
Numbers like that mean nothing to me.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
Wow. A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Encyclopedia, do you have anything for us?
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Horrible. Look at that. Just all of these billions gone to waste when they could have went somewhere more useful. Like the Pentagon.
Gotta prioritize.
Terrible. Horrible waste.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
Oh, what does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed.
Suez Canal? You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them.
That's all I needed to know about something else.
Sparks? Are we sparking up?
2.
We built this district.
Achievement unlocked.
Biggest communism bunker.
Builder.
Builder?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Big building.
Damn. Only because you want to go that way, Reggie. Woo. You just gotta try to
Steer.
just swerve the tank around the man. Those tanks there's a way to get around, you know?
Yeah, we're saving cleanup afterwards.
Just
you know?
swerve it.
Okay.
Swerve it.
Drift the tank.
Drift the line of tanks around the man. You have clearance. I think. Nope, looks like you don't got clearance. Well,
There it is. She owns up to it.
Built this city.
no you didn't. No you didn't.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions, the plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees.
Hold on a second, let me reread this. Sure.
A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Okay. What can you tell me about the strike?
What can you What can you tell me about this new Wild Pines Sector 7 plate system that you've been building above the slums? What can you tell me about that? Anything going on in that branch of the company?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
What is your role in this precisely?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it.
How do I repeal it then?
Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus. Better let be.
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20
I was just about to
racist behemoth
ask.
blocking the gates.
Because she hasn't brought up the shall we say, genetic problem that has presented itself, or the angle that the union has taken with that.
If it's a genetic peak, you don't have to think about it. That's the peak. You just move on to something else.
The CEO of racism himself. From one CEO to another, you know?
Oh,
Yes,
that's her head.
Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes.
Yes. Jean. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
See, it's like, again, she's all corp, you know? But then you got racists and their fucking drug carts over there. You know?
But they're very welcoming.
Fighting for the people.
When did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Okay.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gaumont?
What are their demands?
The scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Did he pull out a broken mug and make you guys laugh? Because that will definitely have you losing the negotiation, I'll tell you what.
Oh, that was my mug.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Ha!
Okay then.
That's not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
Well, we'll find out quickly what the union members look like, I suppose. I wonder if there are more requirements than just being an employee.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I like it.
I don't know what to think about that.
Over-aggressive commie posturing.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
Forget it. I want to ask something else about the strike. Over-aggressive commie posturing.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Fair enough.
What does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Sounds like nothing ever happens.
Just because my communist stat has been raised high doesn't mean I have to click communist answers for everything.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit.
The workers can't be kings. The king is king.
The king is dead. Long live the workers.
We can split up his stash.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, call me Manana.
Yes, we did meet him.
This checks out.
Okay. I noticed we I noticed we never get any answers that are just like full on black pilled. You know, the complete checked out from that. I guess it would just be spending forever with the ancient reptilian brain, right? That's your actual black pilled full LP. Scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
What was that fuck's name? The big guy.
Metrohead?
No, the other big guy. That was not as big as him. That was like clearly like a plant. Whatever. It's okay.
The leader? The scout leader?
Yeah.
We didn't see his
We
name.
didn't get his name.
No.
Okay.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Yeah, he didn't want to give us too
Mr.
much.
Right to work.
Right to work.
Yeah. Okay. On a later occasion. Yeah, we're pretty much just like all along her side, but I guess as Kim said, we'll just come to our conclusions and not share the results while getting everything out of this. But like at this point, I feel like she's our CO briefing us on where to swerve the investigation. Okay, what about Mr. Clare?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Wow. Is he that bad? Come on, he can't be that bad.
Everard is a hero of the workers' movement.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There's two.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
The prestige.
They just alternate?
First comes the turn.
Wow.
How about that? What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
You know, to be fair, we are learning about a union of workers that might be responsible for a murder. So every step we hear about them that leans towards the extreme just makes perfect sense, lest we forget that the beginning of this story is a dead body.
Yes.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of local working men.
A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol.
Basically a socialist mob.
I prefer not to have an opinion on things. I mean... Can we get like 2.5?
Yeah.
Can we get a 2.5 in there? No? Alright.
Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
It happens.
Some kind of extortion, probably.
God, there's like 5 other answers that Dr. Love or whatever could have gone with.
Lieutenant Love.
Lieutenant Love.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, But what could they do? It was a union matter.
A forewoman of the Union. We got a name?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here.
Can we find a way back to the 8% of all shipping?
Oh. Maybe if you change the topic?
Of course. How else can I help?
Wild Pines?
What we do.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines core and that is the terminal.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can and to think. Their Wild Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Yeah, but it might have been one of these.
They started as centuries of care, deliberate. You know more than you let on. You mean aside from being
Yeah,
the
that's the one.
terminal's
There it
legal
is.
owners, there are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
Good job.
The 15th Indo tribe.
And good mental note. Wild Pines, Feld Coupry, Tricentennial, Villiers, and La Salle. Names of Revacholians Indo-tribes spring into your head, set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses, and swordfish. Most of them gone now. YBP, Expander, Saint-Baptiste, Brightest Star, Lum, Resplendent, East Insulendic, Welter, and El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no, there were only 14. Then why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo tribe?
Interesting. Just leading hard into history. Possibly having something to bring to Measurehead. Maybe.
Yeah, he knows all about
Yeah. That's something about the Lost Tribes.
Dr. Measurehead.
Get biblical with it. That 144,000. Okay. Cool.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tongue.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
Like first the Frit girl,
Yep.
and now Miss Messier.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I am conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in.
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
No time to explain. Just give me the lowdown.
Actually, now's not a good time for a reality lowdown. Maybe later. No time to explain.
Yep.
No, but please, a little context. We're not in such a hurry.
What am I?
Time for you to tell me why you need a reality lowdown.
I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in.
That's not accurate.
Truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
Or a video game playing person learning about the world they're in.
Hobocop is fine, Miss Messier.
Meta. The theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same.
Actually, that's not why I need you to give me the lowdown.
Oh my god. Yo, where's fucking Inland Empire? Right here.
Are they now?
The lieutenant cocks one eyebrow.
The end of the the fucking drug path journey that we're on when we trip balls actually leads right to the piece of evidence that solves the case. Clearly.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Okay.
I'll take your word for an
All right,
encyclopedia.
dude. Where are we?
Damn. Okay. She's down to break it down. And we get the perspective from a self-admitted bourgeoisie.
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
And what is Martinez?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Groovy.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is
Martinez
Martinez?
is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be here all night.
You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
I feel like she's been possessed by the narrator. You know, it's like I feel like we just went into a conversation path where it's just like have the spirit of the narrator possess the person you're speaking to.
You have the same attachment to the narrator as you do to her? Do you feel
Well, no, you're getting her filter of it, but it is interesting that, like, again, you're like defining the world and the description of, you know, the boys with boxy shoulders.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you would read a passage about Revachol if you were looking through it in the opening paragraphs of a book. You know, you mentioned the sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities.
That's cool.
Vast, lukewarm, and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Scary.
I feel as if. Do you ever get that feeling where, by knowing French, you're robbed of the fanciness of how it's perceived? Does that
Question.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because like there's the fact that you're detached by not knowing makes it fancier, more
exactly,
mystique.
exotic. Yeah. And there are times when I feel like a name is used in some way, or like a restaurant, you know, or something like that, and it's like, yeah, that's actually just the words. It's not. There's nothing mystical about it, you know. Omelette du fromage. C'est ça. C'est exactement ça.
Pretty much, yeah.
Omelette du fromage.
Yeah.
That's 100% it. You know, and like the other side of it is you're like,
By the way,
sure.
For people out there who saw Dexter and heard omelette du fromage, if you say that to a French person, they'll go, "What?" Because it's omelette au fromage.
Oh.
But Dexter said omelette du fromage or something. And everybody's like, what? So for me, it was very funny.
Get your bechamel out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Communication.
You know, there are 3 versions of the Becherel for like conjugating the verbs.
The green one, the blue one, and the red
Yeah.
one. Yes, very much so.
Yep.
Passepartout.
Hey, aren't they lucky having multilingual content creators to
Well,
listen to?
I can say this much, right? As far as what we bring to the table here, French Canadian black dudes is not exactly a checked box of your choices for LPers out there.
Get on that.
All right? You got a whole lot of other more commonly selected options out there. You don't have French Canadian black
Yeah.
dudes.
If you get that, try that carousel.
Yeah.
Okay?
Whose words you can understand. All right?
Let's go. What is the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Yep, okay. Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
What about the screaming monkeys?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
I'm blown away by the patience she has for this kind of conversation.
She's very polite.
Or she's got high conceptualization and is someone that's willing to entertain these kind of like abstract conversations, right? I feel as if like, you know, or
Her composure is at 12.
or you're giving her ammunition to use in this negotiation because you represent the police and she needs to have all the cards she can with you, you know? But I mean, it's almost like we're not at a party doing this over drinks,
Nope.
right? We're here doing this over our jobs.
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes Revachol great?
Shit. Murga.
Was it ever great? Can we do it again?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Resolve history.
But was it great for everybody?
Food for thought. Okay. Who built this city?
When was Revachol built?
And why will it resolve history?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
Have we heard Il Mara before?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so, huh? And when was Revachol built?
Hold on a second. Yeah, Il Marat is definitely not a name that's come up before so far. When?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Yeah, so there's a contextual use of Occidental in this world, but we need to see a map. You know what I mean? To fully get it.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Always the stuff of man.
Because it always makes me think whenever you see like a real term used in the middle of like, you know, a world built world.
On fiction, yeah.
Yeah, because like if you say like, if you used the word Occidental in terms of I don't know, Westeros.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah,
You're gonna have to tell me who's up there in the West.
I guess it's the people that are not of Essos, you know? Like it's you have to contextualize these terms. Yeah.
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connected tissue. It's where the money is.
She smiles. That's a big island for 200 million people.
Yes, no, Occidental means Western, and that's precisely what I mean, is if you're using the term Western in the context of a planet that is not divided into North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Oceania, like, then you have a term that is, like, where exactly you're referring to? Or is it just the idea of, European and or Western culture versus the Orient? Is it just the ideas being shared in the same way with a completely different geographic locator, Overthinking. Yeah.
I think it's fair to say so.
She points
Martinez is about...
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
She said a whole bunch of shit there.
Yeah. Also, skyscrapers exist.
Yeah.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
Oh God, we're in Jersey, said someone.
Oh no. Oh no.
The skyscrapers across the water, oh no. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Wrong Kakuma.
Zing.
Shit. How'd I get here? Alright.
There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
I don't know any of this.
Say nothing. Observe the large body of water swelling. Cold.
Shivers.
Yeah, like 3.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence slowly.
There you go. Yo, silence is a great way to get someone to say more than they want to say. Because they are free to say whatever they want, and they might tell you more than you want to know.
The best interviewers know that there's a moment where someone cues you to respond to what they've said, and you don't take those cues, so that they will unwillingly continue speaking. And in those moments of being uncertain of what to say next, they might say something that they were holding back.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yo.
Absolutely an amazing interview tactic.
Mm-hmm.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Of course. Then there's playing silent in a Telltale game, where you can just be like the character that always picks the bottom option that just says ... and you get the weirdest playthrough ever. So weird. Silently, just standing there staring at the world happening around him. Fucking weird.
He tried to kill us. We have to do something. ... Yeah, maybe that's not a good idea.
Ah! Just everyone just goes, okay, and then the story moves on. Yeah. All right. Jamais vu, derealization. What is this? Jamais vu. 3 hours. Revachol Special Administrative Region, the Caillou, the Insulindian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insulindian Mission Command. Name after name, none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Trouvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You could almost see your hand reaching for them, scratching at the corners. See if they fall, if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Damn. Damn. Where the fuck are you? Okay.
It's interesting.
That's a better version of a story. I feel like that's a better summarization of something I read recently. I can't remember what it was, but there's a character who was like repeating words because they lost their identity. And it was essentially going for that, but that's just a fucking strongly written version of it. What the fuck was it?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Zato 1 in Guilty Gear. That's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We'll get there.
This has been informative. Thank you, man. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask.
He turns to
about
you.
even more fundamental aspects of reality.
Uh-oh.
Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Interesting.
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right, Lieutenant. I'll continue later.
Wow. Okay. I wanted to go down one more thread. No, hold on. We didn't even get back to that initial fucking list with all the prompts on it, right? Remember the screen where they said go in order?
Yep. We went to the first one.
We never even returned to that screen.
So
I don't want to stop until we at least get back there.
I guess you want to know everything.
Give me
now.
one more loop.
Or do you want to not be lazy?
You're right, Lieutenant. We'll continue later. But won't I be lazy if I don't do it now? But I want to know everything now. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me just see if I can return to that screen and then back out.
Okay.
That is understandable. But perhaps it's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Don't get bogged down, says the video game. There's things to do.
Okay.
Indeed.
Here we go. Yes, that's all.
I'm always at your service.
Because I've been waiting. We never came back here because I wanted to
That's
come
a
back
lot
here
of stuff.
because I didn't check the percentages. So I wanted to check the percentages and I wanted to see if they changed. Okay, fine.
That's cool.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Thank you. That's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Okay, so she's gonna stick around. Cool.
Nice chatting with you.
So she's a bit like the Ledger, right? Oh,
Hello.
interesting.
Character sheet, antagonist, quick select.
No, I never saw this. Cool.
Inventory, journal. You got quick saves and loads. Okay. Nice chat with you, Messier.
Yeah. Okay. We can come back for a dose of reality whenever we need. A little fucking Kid Harley up here is not going to be too happy. Oh. You know what? No.
No?
No.
Ooh.
Before we fucking do any of this, let's
There
go.
are so many things you can do.
Of course there are, and places to go, and we are going to mentally create some funnels, and we're going to go back to that body.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Meh.
It is 7:13 p.m. What's going on here?
What? Yep, we're crashed. We're crashed.
Can't even click.
Cannot click.
Woof.
Damn it! What? Like we're getting bugs, huh? We're getting fucking bugged up.
The aura is real.
QA powers. See, that's my secret. They never turn off. They never turn off. It's not about activating them. It's about living life.
Wow.
Dealing with what they bring to you. New save.
Good to go?
Yes.
Cool.
Top of the Apocalypse, 29%. Within the tribe. Cannot internalize.
No, you need to reach
spent-
100. Wait,
I need more experience.
okay.
I was not even... I didn't catch on to the fact that we were spending experience to internalize these thoughts, actually. Like, I didn't even... yeah, I didn't piece that together.
Wait. It's not XP?
We have 3 slots. And then more above.
I will
Unlock.
unlock with skill points.
Okay. I see. And we have
And
one
you can
here
spend
to
skill
spend.
points
Yeah,
to
okay.
forget as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hobocop skill cap, okay.
You're using your skill points to either unlock more slots or upgrade your points. Okay. I did not realize that. Okay. We have to choose our stats carefully. Damn. Shared currency. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping we'd be able to, like, push both, but you're gonna be... I guess, yeah, so I guess it's a little limiting in terms of, like, how far you can push your stats as a whole, if you have to choose to either put them into a stat for better rolls or internalize something. And so far, our stat modifications have been much more drastic. So hold on, it increases the caps.
Yeah.
If we're just going by the numbers here.
And this one modifies your endurance. It checks the volumetric shit compressor.
Yeah. Increases learning cap and then modifies in general. So it's a pretty drastic modifier overall. I guess what I'm just thinking about is, like, I'm wondering, like objectively, like, which becomes a better use of a point, like, because there's just the coolness of the concept in general, and the content we want to get from that. But now I'm also thinking about, like, the scarcity of our proud souls that we've been given here, you know. Especially if you have to spend a point to forget a slot, to free up a slot and forget something which you've already developed, you know. So I'll spend a point, and I'll get me the 5th Indo tribe in there, maybe.
What about Jamais Vu?
Jamais vu. Yeah, that's really important. They promise you that's super important. Okay.
And now you spent everything, I think? Okay.
I'm not actually interested in committing to communism.
No, that's fine.
The answers seem to be popping up more than frequently enough without needing to internalize the thought. So I do want to see more about the 15th Indo tribe, becoming someone that actually perhaps would be able to recall more historic facts. I do like that idea. Okay. Looking at this, the screen has forced me to think about this a little more differently. Instead of just kind of leaning towards what sounds fun, you have to, like, you know,
Calculate, pick and choose.
spend your points accordingly. Unless the game is generous enough that it gives you more than you need overall. But I doubt it, you know. I doubt this kind of game would give you an abundance of that. But we'll have to see where it goes. Okay. Boss battle stalled. Conversational boss battle on hold for now. But pretty fucking good. Haven't had one of those since KOTOR 2, actually.